when to use microlearning. So as I shared earlier, though microlearning works very well in a blended learning strategy, as standalone training or as refresher or as performance support, there are definitely certain situations where it is advisable not to use microlearning as your core standalone training format. So the first thing is we always start with our desired organizational results, which kind of drills down to the desired performance, and the desired performance further drills down into a performance-based learning objectives, which in turn give us some hints of the tasks that learners are supposed to do. So just to give an example, if the desired organizational result is maybe to increase our sales revenues by 10%, so that being the desired organizational result, the desired performance would be to ensure that our sales reps are well equipped to bring about that change in sales. That increase in sales is what they should be able to meet. So there is a clear performance need for performance improvement, and from the desired performance we move on to the objectives. So here again there can be several different objectives. So one could be maybe enhancing their product knowledge. It could be making them more conversant with your selling process, or it could also be training them on their soft skills like customer negotiations. So all these are our performance-based learning objectives. Now, we take each performance-based learning objective and then look at these 4 parameters: frequency, importance, difficulty, and risk. So whether a task is performed frequently or infrequently, microlearning will work very well to train our learners on. And same is the case with importance. Even if the importance of that task is very high or very low, microlearning can still be used. But coming to the last 2 parameters, if the task is something which is very difficult to master, if it is a task which is very difficult to learn, then definitely microlearning will not work as a single one-dose solution. We will definitely need to have a lot of maybe formal training sessions or in-person training sessions, whether in the form of classrooms, VILT, workshops, field trips, and those kind of major learning interventions. And microlearning can of course be used for refresher training, for performance support, or even to periodically assess how much learners have retained, so that they can be assigned remedial sessions accordingly. Similarly, if the task has a high amount of risk associated with it, so if the consequences of not doing the job correctly have a lot of consequences, if they could cause a lot of potential damage or the loss of life, property, reputation, then again we should not go for microlearning as a standalone training solution. We should opt for formal training, in-person training, followed by a lot of coaching, mentorship, remedial sessions, and then definitely microlearning can be used for the other aspects like refresher or just-in-time training. So these are a couple of situations where it is advised or recommended not to use microlearning as the core standalone training component. So the key here is standalone. You can always use it in your blended framework bundled with other larger, more formal training interventions, but not as a standalone training intervention. And that is when the task is difficult to master and learn, and also when the task has a high risk associated with it.